But now we're at the score prediction section and keys to victory. And Joy, we're going to start with you on your take for the keys to victory for Alabama LSU. What does LSU have to do against Alabama?
There's a couple things. You've got to stop them on first down. That's a major thing. Brian Kelly said that today in his press conference. They've really focused on that. You've got to get them down on first down. That's major. Garrett Nussmeier has to be smart. He has to play smart. He's turning into. Here's the thing. He's turned into double coverages all season long. It just finally caught up with him at A&M. It's gonna catch up with you if you do that against Alabama too. Their DBs are gonna make you pay for it. Obviously, the offensive line is going to have to really step up and play in a major way, especially with the absence of Dellinger. I know Paul Mabinga is ready to go. He's had 2 weeks to prepare. Brian Kelly said he knows what he's doing. He's ready to go. He's still a freshman. So he's going to have to be calm and in an environment that will probably be unlike any environment he's ever stepped foot in. And they can't let the moment get to be too big for them. They let every bit of momentum that crowd brought to them during the LSU Ole Miss game work in their favor. They have to do that again this weekend. With that being said, I have never, ever, ever in the last 5 years that I have done picked LSU to win this game. I always have picked Alabama. But that's because I always will never, ever, ever pick against Nick Saban. But he's not there anymore. So I'm taking the Tigers 24-21 at home in Baton Rouge.
LSU 24-21. Huh? Go. Let me go ahead. Boom. So got your prediction right here. And Tyler, what are your keys to victory for LSU?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with all that. I think to me, it's like you have to find a way to manufacture some rushing yards in this game. You have to find a way to run the ball. If Garrett Nussmeier, I mean, I don't think this Alabama defense is like incredible. I mean, we saw Diego Pavia move the ball pretty easily against them, but if you're asking Garrett Nussmeier to go win you this game through the air, like, yeah, he's shown that he's prone to make some pretty questionable decisions at times this year. I mean, the interceptions have been his biggest weakness. So you have to take some pressure off of him and not, he's kind of a gunslinger by just nature. And I think that it is increased and gets worse when he feels like he has to go win the game himself. So I think taking pressure off Garrett Nussmeier, both by running the ball and literally taking pressure off of him, they've done a good job this year keeping him upright. That's key. I think on the defensive side of the ball, you have to contain Jalen Milroe. Alabama offensively, they run the ball pretty well. I think LSU against the run has proven itself to be pretty strong. The secondary is a concern, like we've talked about. But, I don't think outside of Ryan Williams, really, who's obviously an absolute stud and is probably going to have a couple big plays in this game at least because that's just who he is. But if you can slow it down, I don't think they're going to kill you in this game with their offense. But if you can't contain Milroe and he just runs all over you like Marcel Reed did, it's a problem. And they're probably not going to win this game. Now, granted, they've stopped dual threat quarterbacks before. They did a pretty good job against Taylor Green a couple weeks ago when they played Arkansas. I've gone back and forth with how I feel about this game. I mean, I can easily foresee a reality where LSU wins. I mean, I think if they can protect Garrett Nussmeier, he could torch this Alabama team. Like, I think, this could easily turn into a shootout. And we saw Bama kind of went quiet at times in the Vanderbilt game and at some other times this season. If this gets into a shootout, I think you have to like LSU. I have a few too many questions about the way LSU is going to defend Jalen Milroe. So I lean towards something along the lines of like Alabama 33, LSU 27. That's kind of where I'm at right now with this game.
Johnny, we are on to you.
Hey, are y'all in Louisiana right now?
No,
I'm in Florida.
I live in Georgia.
Florida. Oh, okay. Anyway, y'all probably know this. My college roommate was the head coach at Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns. So anyway, yeah, I love the Raging Cajuns.
He was.
Wait, your college roommate was Mark Hudspeth?
Yep.
Yeah. Mark was my college roommate. Yeah. We go way back. I was in his wedding. He was in mine. We're good to go. But anyway, this game, what I'm looking at, really, to be honest with you, is one, after time off, can Alabama cut stupid penalties? And every penalty is negative yards, negative play. You got to start over. And then crowd noise, always LSU crowd noise is going to be huge and that kind of stuff. And I would get rattled. And they've already been, Neyland Stadium and Wisconsin, that kind of stuff. And then the biggest thing for me is, the line of scrimmage. Right, two things here. All right, number one, Alabama has not been able to edge rush. Alabama's been doing a lot of 3-3-5 defense. Last week they did, 4-man front and got a little bit more pressure, that kind of stuff. But with Nussmeier, you're going to have to get back there. I mean, he's a smart guy, comes from a very smart family. The Nussmeiers, knows what he's doing. I'd love to have him at Alabama. But anyway, they've got to be able to control, the line of scrimmage, get some pressure on him. I don't know if it's Alabama's gotten away from a lot of, stunning that Saban used to do and Kirby used to do there, and all Alabama Muschamp. And so got to get pressure on him, because right now the running game is, we can argue all we want with regard to that, but it's not what it has been in the past. So I would say if I were Alabama, I would focus on getting a little under that guy's chin and having an effect there. And then offensively for Alabama, they're going to have to be able to move the ball. It's got to be more than just sitting back there and trying to throw the ball, get some running game going. I mean, I would come in, if I were Alabama, I'd come in, take the crowd out of it. I'd be just driving the ball, running the ball. Instead of trying to get back there, shotgun, throw, I would try to establish a run game, then go from there. Especially at Tiger Stadium.
There we go. So after looking at what we need to do, Johnny, what is your score prediction for Alabama LSU?
Oh. I'm going to say 31-17. Alabama. I think Alabama will win.
Well, we will definitely wait and see what happens.
If you put up that graphic I gave you, offense, defense, Alabama, LSU, and we can debate that. But this is what I saw on the NCAA. All right. If you go head to head, who's better at, this, that, the other. Offensive third down conversion, LSU. You look passing, LSU, rushing, Alabama's, rushing. Then you look at total offense there, it's LSU. Then you go over in defense and it's Alabama. So it kind of looks like, and they say defense wins championships. So, but then the outlier that I put down there is penalty yards. Alabama kills themselves with, penalty yards. So I would just say if I were going to bet, I'm going to go with defense.
Yeah. I will say though, because we've been kind of our own downfall. We're like the main character in a Martin Scorsese movie. We've been our own downfall, especially with those penalties.
Oh, it's and then all that does, y'all, is it just brings in those seeds of doubt. And so I was like Alabama and Vandy, they just kept getting slapped. Georgia slapped in the face with all this, stupid stuff, and they start focusing on the outside, whatever, instead of the internal factors of the game. And then you have those seeds of doubt. But I think after last week and everything kind of worked its way out, I think Alabama hopefully built upon a little success. I know I'm a homer, so anyway.
Well. One few things we have to do. Don't get so many penalties. We got to be disciplined. We got to do what we did against Missouri and keep that running game going. And we got to protect Jalen Milroe. That is what we have to do. And honestly, I think that this can be an Alabama 27-24 victory. I think we can get the job done in Baton Rouge. I think it's gonna be a rough experience, like it always is.
Yeah.
But I think we get out unscathed. But luckily we've got an easy one after that, so I'm not having to think.
Oh, this is playoff elimination. I mean, gosh, can you believe it? I mean, for the next week after week after week after week. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's a lot. Or I mean, the season's not even over, and we're already in, gosh, playoff elimination.
Good grief!
Boom.
It's just so weird though.